is Ray at Drop of Golden Tarot, and this is the first video I've done where I've shown myself, and I'm a little nervous about it, so please forgive me for stuttering or doing any of those kinds of things. So I thought I would do a favorites video, my favorites of November, and I have them here. So let's talk about the favorite things that I worked with in November. I think, oh, do I even have them all out? I don't even know if I have everything out. So my first favorite in November I'm going to talk about is the Darkwood Tarot by Sasha Graham and art by Abigail Larson. And I haven't edged this deck yet. I know that I will, but let me see if I can get up here. And here are these. Oh, good. I think I'm avoiding most of the glare, maybe, on these beautiful cards. I really found this to be a straightforward type of reader, following our WS system. I know it's not in order because I've been using it this month, but I love the illustrations. It pretty much says it how it is. It's not rude, but it's straightforward, it's blunt, it's helpful. I thought it was a really helpful deck, and I love the images and the artwork in this deck. I don't know why I waited so long to buy it. So it's like a new purchase for me. I bought in October. Yeah, I think I bought October. It came the very end of October. I worked with it in November, and just thought it was beautiful. So the Darkwood and the guidebook. The guidebook is gorgeous. And there we go. And it was just it was a beautiful reader. Let's see. Let's see, I had 3 decks that were new that I worked with in October. This was the Tarot de Vampires was another one. One that I avoided. I avoided it mainly because it was body beautiful, and I did edge mine in red. But I have heard so many things about the guidebook and how wonderful it is that I finally caved and got it. And everybody's right, it's wonderful. So I worked with this. I didn't post a lot. I think a lot of the work on this was that I did. The readings were kind of more private, not ones that I really was wanting to share a lot on my Instagram account. I might have shared 1 or 2. But yeah, it was a really good reader. The book is wonderful. So the deck by Ian Daniels. And as I started reading this book, I got interested in Ian Daniels, and that's going to come to play in what I'm doing in November or December. The other deck I have been looking at for a long time and could not decide if I was going to get or not is the Children of Litha by, I don't know how to say her name, Zayu? Anyways, just a beautiful deck. I have been watching other people work with it. I believe Casper at Boy Diviner, and then I watched Brian from Papa Squirrel. I went back and watched his video where he talks about it. and I couldn't really decide. It's kind of pippish in the minors, although there's illustrations on all of the minors. That's King of Swords, let me see. Ace, let's find, oh, so although there's illustrations, it's kind of pippish too, but, so I kind of hemmed and hawed, but this is so vibrant and so beautiful, and oh, the rose petal finish. I am a big fan of rose petal finish. I know the cards are sticky at first, my Dark Mansions was, but I know that the more I've worked with it, the easier it's become to shuffle, the more it fans better. So I'm not put off by that rose petal finish. I know that as I work with the deck, it'll get better. So just the colors in this are vibrant. And it's already, I got the black edition, I think the gold gilded edition. It was like a limited and is out of print. But this is a beautiful deck, and I am not sorry at all that I got it. The other deck I actually have had for a while. And when I first purchased it, it came and one of the cards was bent in shipping. And I happened to mention it, I believe, on my YouTube channel where I did a flip through of it. And the artist, the creator, Steven oh, I'll have to do some editing here because I know his name. Steve Samsara, I've just never tried to say his last name out loud, Samsara, did the artwork, and Siren has been doing all of the writing for the interpretations. And they actually both reached out to me and said, oh, I'm sorry that was bent. We'll get you a replacement. And they did. And while I was talking with Steve, I said, one of my comments in my book, or in my review, was that it was glossy on the front where it was matte on the back. And I wish that they were matte on both sides because it just, I don't get the glare, it's easier on my eyes. And he said, oh, we used to have a matte edition, but people wanted the glossy. And so he not only sent me the replacement card for my edition that's glossy, but he also sent me one of the older editions that is all matte. So this is the Woven Wisdom Oracle. I don't think I said that. Woven Wisdom Oracle. And they do have a Facebook page that they have started talking about this deck and other decks and just kind of getting to know each other, life in general. That Siren moderates mostly. Do some live readings. We talk about the meanings of some cards. They are working on a book to go with it, and I am really excited. I cannot wait. These just cards are just absolutely gorgeous. And just, I'm gonna hold one up so you can kind of see the detail of his drawings. And just, I am a big fan of pencil drawings and the details that go into them when people do artwork like this. So this has been an oracle deck that I have been working more with in November because I got the matte version, and I do love it. The I think just two books that I've been working with is Rachel Pollack's 78 Degrees of Wisdom. You can see I'm not super far into it because I've been trying to journal as I go and get the most out of this, but I am finding it incredible. And I did finish Robert M. Pace's tarot. and found that the history and how all the different symbolisms have been put into tarot and by whom, found that extremely interesting, and actually refreshing in the fact that, not maybe refreshing, what's the word I want? I can't think of the word I want, but the fact that I don't do numerology and I don't know a ton about astrology, and those are areas of interest I haven't really explored a lot yet, and the fact that I don't really have to be an expert in those to still be good at my tarot. I've been doing tarot, I started it when I was 15, and then there was, I did it for probably 6 years or so, and then there was years that I didn't, and have been getting back into it probably over the last 2 years. And so now that I'm back into it, I'm hearing all about the numerology of it, and what is the astrological associations. And I think that's great if that's how you read. I think that that's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I think that's wonderful. In fact, I'm jealous of your knowledge and your expertise in those areas. But I, for myself, have not gained the knowledge there. And I began to wonder, like, am I a fraud for reading the cards just based on Rider-Waite-Smith and the things that I've learned over the years and my own experiences. And then I read Robert Place's book and thought, oh, maybe I'm not a fraud. You know, it was satisfying to the fact that I can read tarot just based on tarot and not having to know all these other things to be an accurate, good reader and to get a lot out of it. So those were my November favorites. I think my other favorite in November was buying, I bought this, you can kind of see my candle set up, I bought that, and I bought some drawers for my desk where there was supposed to be a computer tower, and I have a laptop, not a tower, so I bought some, just some little drawers off of Amazon. Oh, I don't know if I can get them out. I can't. They stack, their drawers are metal, but they kind of fit in with my motif, and just another place to hold more decks. Yay! The other things I have going on. So because I really was liking Ian Daniel's Tarot of the Vampire, I started looking more at his stuff, and I purchased the Fairy Enchantments Oracle in Grimoire that goes with it. And I just barely started working with this. I'm going to continue to work with this in December. This is the little book that comes with the deck. It has almost all of the information in the big book. The big book is just another piece of work of art. All the pictures are colored, the words are larger, well spaced for my old eyes. So I do like working with that, but really everything that you need is in here, even if it's not all pictured and colorful. The deck itself, it's got this rose gold. Can you see that rose gold? Oh, it's so beautiful. And then the cards have a fairy from Celtic origins on the front. Let me get those closer so you can see those. And of course, as always, his images are, get my fingers out of the way. You don't want to see my fingers, you want to see the images. They are glossy, but I think I'm getting it without too much of a glare, maybe, I don't know. beautiful. Then on the backs are the name of the fairy and 3 keywords and a ruin for each of them, and then items. And so with this, you can use it as an oracle deck, divination, shadow work, but you can also use it, he gives a method to use it for spells and altar work and ritual. And so that's how I'm going to be working with it in December. I've done a little bit with it so far, love it. So I think this is going to be a regular part of my practice now. Yeah. So that fairy enchantments. The other thing I'm going to work with here in December that I just started yesterday is Witch's Wisdom Tarot. I saw this on Lisa at Supportive Tarot. I think it's just Lisa Pez now. I think maybe she's dropped the Supportive Tarot. But I am loving this deck. I read with it for the first time last night. I got some really powerful and profound messages as part of a Instagram tarot challenge. And so this I'm going to just continue to work with this month. And this is what I'm going to journal and do my deep dive with this month. So the other cards, and I just opened this right before I started filming. I just opened this. I'm really kind of, I grabbed the box. These are medicine cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson. And I'm really just, can you see that right there? I just opened that and it just, let me see if I can block me and let you see that. Yeah. It's an edge. That's not just the light, so you can see the other ones don't look that way. I just have one card that's got like bent back. But it is just the, ooh, I didn't realize that. It's just this card. So that's okay. That'll be okay. That'll work. I have not worked with animal associations, animal medicine before. I wanted to start learning more about that. So these cards I bought to learn about the characteristics and associations of animals. So that's, who doesn't love an otter? I'm sorry, who doesn't love an otter? So that I bought to work with, and I'm going to start kind of learning that and working with that in December. And this one I am so excited for. I bought this at the beginning of October and it took a long time to ship. But I'm super excited. It's a new system. I haven't learned it before. But I am going to, I bought my first Lenormand deck. Look at that. So I bought the Rustic Roots. Oh, see, I just opened the package today. Haven't even taken it out of the sleeve. It's a little bumped up there. It took forever to get it shipped from China. I'm in the U.S. She's in Canada, but she has some storehouse or something in China. There's a little, gosh darn, on there. Again, if you really want to, if you love this deck and you want to see the whole walkthrough, Lisa Pepez at Supportive Tarot has that. She talks about each card. But I grew up in New York State, not New York City, but New York State. Went camping with my dad all the time. and walked in the woods and went to a lot of state parks growing up. And it just reminds me of being outside in the outdoors, of camping, of the smell of the fire, and cuddling into my sleeping bag at the end of the night. I don't know, I was so drawn to it, and I thought, why am I going to do that? That's a system I don't even know, but it's gorgeous. So I did buy, everybody told me Rana George. So I did buy this book to use with this deck. So that'll be something else I'm learning new in December, is Lenormand. The only other thing that I got this month is I have never done a witchy planner before. I did look at Benabel Wen's planner, but it seemed maybe still a little too over my head. Like, I didn't know that I would know enough to be able to use it well. If you use Benabel's planner and like it, and please comment and tell me about it, and tell me, like, do you use the whole thing? Do you have to know a lot to get a lot out of it? I'm really, really interested in it. So I got this one by Lisa Chamberlain, just to help me keep track of my moons and my dates, and so hopefully I can plan ahead better and be more prepared for my rituals, that I will have gone to the store and gotten the things that I needed or ordered them, and not be scrambling at the last minute. So yeah, that's what I'm plans for November. I have a lot of Kickstarters that I have purchased that I'm waiting to come in. I'm hoping that I'll get at least a couple of those. One of them just shipped, This is Haunted Oracle, I believe. I just got a notice that one has shipped. Waiting, the Mirkai Tarot. She is has had the proofs and is doing some color correction, but most everything else is in. So, and of course the Cosmovisions. But I have several other decks. Tarot Rana. I can't even think of all the decks that I've got. I think I've got 9 or 10 Kickstarters. It was a year for me for Kickstarters. So coming, but I imagine most of them won't be here until January or February. So those I'm looking forward to working with. So what did you work with in November, and what are you working with in December? What are you looking forward to kind of end this 2020 and hopefully bring in a better 2021. So this is Ray at Drop of Golden Tarot, and I hope that you stay safe out there. The nurse in me asks you to stay safe out there, and the witch in me wants you to have a blessed day.